What's up, everybody? I'm Bree.
And I'm Evan.
And this is Reality Check TV.
Hola.
Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime we post a new review. Don't
be the one to miss out.
Yes. So welcome back, everybody. I know we're late by the time you get this recorded, but understand as many times as we had to stop, re-record, re-record this particular video, I'm just praying that we finally get this uploaded. And if not, I don't know if y'all gonna get a summer house review.
So we had some technical difficulties. Yes. We finally got this software moved over to another computer, so we're in the goal now. We're good.
Yeah, so all those woes. If you don't already know, because I've already said it, we are here to do the finale of Summer House Martha's Vineyard that came on Sunday nights on Bravo. We will give an overall review of how we felt about the show at the end of this review. Mm-hmm. I will say I have been excited to do this show, to actually give commentary on the show, since we saw the previews for it months ago. So I have some positive thoughts. I have some interesting takeaways from the entire season. And I don't know, I'm just ready to talk about it. Do a little wrap up.
Mm-hmm. Close this chapter.
Yes. So y'all already know what time it is. You ready?
It's Friday. Why not?
Let's get into it. So we are going to start with Silas and Jasmine, right? So the finale episode opens up with Silas bitching about his food not being prepared when he needs it to be prepared, his clothes not being ironed when they're supposed to be ironed and pressed. You know, we have to do things for King Silas. Like, how dare Jasmine not stop what she's doing and cater to Silas and be his maid and mule? Like, why would she not do that?
Off with her head.
Yeah, like, what? What? Jasmine, what year do you think you live in?
King Silas is president.
And Silas he didn't want to eat the food that Jasmine prepared that morning. So he has an attitude. He's stumping around and pouting like he's a 6-year-old little boy. And he goes into the kitchen. He's so inconvenienced because he has to make his own food. And he's in the kitchen with Jason and Amir. And Jasmine comes into the kitchen as well. And so you can tell on her face that her energy is completely off. And she leaves the kitchen. And Amir's like, yo, Silas, is something going on between you two? Like, what's going on? And Silas goes into his explanation of how, it's just that since we've been here, she's just really been off of our routine. Like we have a regimen and she's supposed to follow it and it's just thrown off. And it's just an adjustment. Amir's over it. So Amir leaves the room. And he's like, dude, like, you're an adult. You could make your own fucking food. What's wrong with you? You could do that. Like, you could do that. And Jason's just kind of sitting there looking at him while he's just on his little temper tantrum.
Silas is living in a warped world. Jasmine let it be known in one of her one-on-ones, actually, where she said that, she's on vacation. She's not trying to live this. She's not doing the schedule while on vacation. Jasmine wants to be able to sleep in. She doesn't want to have to wake up at military hours just to wake up and fix King Silas some breakfast. Silas wants to be baby. He wants to be pampered. He treats Jasmine as if she's one of his soldiers and he's a sergeant, as we can see. I just find it very interesting how he's so confident to act like this and talk like this in front of other grown men. And they think that, and he thinks like they're going to be like, oh, yeah, Silas, you're right. When really everybody's been looking at him sideways like, dude, like.
Which I love.
You can't fend for yourself.
I love it. I love that aspect of this show. And we're going to talk more about that towards the end. But that is one of the many positives when it comes to this new series. I love the balance. And I love that Silas was made to look like a fool constantly.
But y'all, like I said, I'll continue to say it. You know, Silas is really moving off of, like I said, his background, his cultural background, his military background. And we see it every episode.
Yeah, I guess. if that's what you want the excuse to be, I guess. But that all happened that morning. So that was all over breakfast, right? So all of the house, with the exception of Alex, Alex went on a historical tour of Martha's Vineyard. So they go and do that. When they get back, Jasmine, of course, is now supposed to fix Silas's lunch. Because again, she's the maid, and she's fixing his lunch. You can tell that she's kind of like frazzled, like she needed to run a couple of errands and get a couple of things done. So she runs out, and when she was in the kitchen fixing the food, Amir, of course, was in the kitchen, and he was like, "Hey, like you can go running your errand, and I'll finish this up if you want me to." And she was like, "Okay, great." So she leaves, and here comes Silas
with the red carpet
down the hall, and he's like, "What's going on? Where's Jasmine?" And Mir's like, "Oh, your wife had to go run an errand real quick, so I was just finishing this up for her." He's like, "Okay, cool, whatever." so he then goes upstairs with his plate, and he's like, "Hey, where are you?" Even though Amir just told him, like, she had to run an errand, and she's like, "I just had to run out real quick. Your food's happening or whatever. When I get back, I'll press your clothes for you if you can just leave them out." He's like, "Okay, like, where's the iron? Where's the iron?" Like he can't look for it, right? Like that's not a thing. Because again, he's not a functioning adult. Clearly he has a disability.
No, everybody's his servants. It's King Silas. Everybody should know where things are. People should retrieve things for him.
But he clearly has a disability. He's not able-bodied. Clearly, he can't be. Okay, because... All right. So Jasmine rushes into the house, and she's like, you got your food. Like, where's your clothes to press? They're getting dressed, and here goes Silas. He's like, I'm feeling a way that you didn't fix my food. I'm feeling a way that you also didn't press my clothes. And Jasmine's like, "Amir offered to finish it up. I started the food. He just, and he's like, babe, like a man doesn't serve another man food."
Despite, it's normal for men to cook and grill together and, "Hey, you want this, bro? Oh, I'll come bring it to you."
Or how about restaurants?
Restaurants too. I mean, I guess male servants can't be a thing,
Because I don't know. What is that? That makes you're not a real man? What does that mean?
According to the laws of Silas. Let me know where that book is. I bet it's on Amazon.
Like, what? All right, guys, we're done, right? Listen, Silas is an idiot. He's an idiot. He's a chauvinist. He's sexist. He's everything that is running rampant across reality TV right now. Like, I cannot. You are an able-bodied adult. This was freaking ridiculous.
He's been doing it all season.
This is ridiculous. One thing that I did not like about the show, and I'll go ahead and get it out the way, is Silas. Like, listen, like, he's so annoying. It's like, I'd rather get a root canal, multiple root canals, than have to be married to Silas. It's like, what? Like, I wouldn't even enjoy talking to him. Like, he's not like, keep him the fuck away from me at all points. Like, I couldn't even imagine being on vacation in a house with him, let alone be his wife.
Vacation won't be fun because you have to operate within the laws of Silas.
So Alex and Nick are planning a Lux on the Bluff event. It's going to be like a black tie event for their last night in Martha's Vineyard. I thought this was super cute. Right on brand for this particular group, especially Nick and Alex. This is going to give Alex an opportunity to perform and showcase his talent. He has his brother coming into town, and they're going to be performing together. So it looks like it was going to be like a really cute night. It was a cute vibe. And overall, it was a cute night. I love seeing them all get dressed up to celebrate their last night of the vacation. So one thing I will mention about this whole entire series, I love their different themes that they had every night or every other night. I'm a theme girl. I love hosting. I love hosting a party that has a theme. I love dressing up in costumes, or if it's just like, this is what the category is for the night. I love it. I love color coordinating. And I love dressing up with my man too, like, you know. So I loved it. It was right up my alley. I feel like every party theme that they had throughout the season was just so cute and original. I love their pastel brunch on the lawn thing that they did. I love their pride party night that they did. What else did they have? They had
Toga.
I don't care about toga.
Well, toga's a college thing, so let them have their HBCUs do toga parties, bro.
Okay. What else did they do though? There was another one that really. Their Jamaican night. Yes, I love that. It was just really cute. So really, this whole episode was about getting ready for that party. So even when they went on their little historical heritage tour, which was really cute as well, Nick decided no, Alex. Y'all, I did this all season. Alex decided to stay back and just prepare for the party. And he was just trying to get in the zone while everybody else went off and did the tour. When everybody got back, that's when everybody was starting to get dressed and people were starting to show up. They even had family and friends of Nick and Alex come into town. I think Nick had like a cousin or somebody. There was just a few people. Yeah. And so as everybody's getting ready, that's when Silas had his little, third temper tantrum in this episode. Still talking about these damn pants not being steamed and his breakfast and lunch not being prepared right. And Jasmine took the opportunity to go vent to Jordan. We don't care. Jordan was talking about, oh my God, I'm just so happy that she's finally, tearing down that facade of being this perfect wife and blah, blah, blah. Like she's actually being real. I guess I agree with you, Jordan, but I still don't really like you.
I side-eye Jordan now.
Yeah, I don't like Jordan.
I side-eye Jordan.
and I stand on that. I was standing on that this whole season. There was points, yes, she was right at certain points, but again, broken clock is right twice a day.
I don't know. To me, Jordan low-key is an instigator.
Low-key, high-key.
She seems like she's a flopper, depending on which way majority of the water is going.
Yes. She's dramatic.
Yeah.
She's very dramatic. I feel like she also is something about her that doesn't come off nice.
Right.
I felt that. I think I said that in the first review that we did, that the girls were giving like mean girls. And Jordan kind of gives that. Like she just doesn't come off like a very nice person to me. I don't know. It's some type of vibe with her. I was not feeling this whole entire season. And I just feel like, you know what? I'm going to save that for the end. I'm going to save that. But they were having a conversation and Jasmine was kind of being open about what was going on and then just the gender breakdown within her marriage. And even that, I feel like, she was starting to say something, but I still feel like the conversation she was having with Jordan was still very surface. Like, you're not really getting down to what the real issue is.
Right.
So it's just something to mention. I mean, I feel like that was like a pointless scene.
So the highlight of the party was a surprise for Nick. So Al's been cooking up behind the scenes, trying to get Nick's girl to surprise him. Y'all may have seen a scene in the episode where Nick was on the phone with his girlfriend, and obviously she told him that she was not going to be able to make it. Nick was a little bummed, but he claimed like, well, she's with me everywhere I go. But the highlight was, I mean, that's what Nick did in the episode. He was like pointing at his heart and stuff. And so, Alex got on the microphone and he pretty much made an announcement and said Nick's surprise is behind him. And what do you know? Nick turns around and he sees, is it Deja?
It's Tasia. Tasia, I think it's her name. She's a pretty girl. Very pretty girl.
You know, Tasia came from Africa. Don't ask me. I forgot why she's in Africa. But,
right. I missed that too.
But she came from Africa, you know, just to surprise him. You know, sweet surprise. You know, Nick was grinning from ear to ear like the Grinch. You know, it was, you know, nice little happy sight to see. You know, you go from the DMs to your girlfriend popping up.
So, again, they had a good night. It was really cute. Nick was surprised. But speaking of Tasia, they go into the house, right? And when I say they, it was just Tasia and Nick, and I think they was just, everybody was kind of like in and out of the house. Right. But first, I don't know how this happened, but in some weird world, Tasia ended up in a corner with Bria. Right, Bria gets Tasia in a corner. I don't know how this happened, but they're in the corner, right?
Bria's an opportunist. She knew what she was trying to do.
Now, it is funny because as soon as Tasia popped up, Jordan was like, you know, the only thing I could think of is, you know, if your girl only knew.
Bye, Leah.
Okay? If your girl only knew.
Bye, Leah.
She's singing Aaliyah lyrics, okay? And I will say that was a little funny. That was just a little funny, right? Because that's me. Because the whole time I just be like, girl. However, I am such a girl's girl. So this type of situation would have made me extremely uncomfortable. I don't condone cheating or people being sketch. And, you know, I don't participate. If I'm friends with my homeboy and I know he's in a relationship, but I know he was also trying to talk to other girls, I don't get down like that. However, they don't know Tasia, right? And they just found out about Tasia. So it just would have been super awkward. Like, I wouldn't have said anything to her because I don't know her like that. But I would try to avoid her by all means necessary. So I get the urge to tell her. But Bria's messy. So I don't think that it had anything to do with her trying to look out for another woman. Bria is just a miserable little brat. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she was so happy to be in this moment and telling all of the tea. Because Bria ended up telling Tasia, like, you know, he was in my friend's DMs and he was doing this and he was doing that. And Tasia, you know, she played it really cool. She was like, you know, everything that he's done, I already know. We have open conversations. So I trust him and nothing's really going to change that. And I'm like, okay, girl, yes.
I think it was very interesting because Bria was trying to get a response. She's trying to get a reaction.
Yes. I think she was looking for the drama.
And the thing is, you failed to think. And I guess, you know, something that kind of surprised us all. Obviously, Nick was transparent with Tasia and told her everything.
I don't know, because I feel like also...
Because when she mentioned the DMs to other women, she didn't give a response. It's like Nick told her in advance, look, I may have went too far with some of my playing around. I was just playing. I probably, you know, he's trying to play it off about playing around, but he probably told her it. And, you know, I mean, when they had a conversation, they got past it.
I think that could have been a possibility. It could have been a possibility.
So let's add the downplay. He downplayed his interactions in the DMs.
Right.
Just trying to be, you know, make it seem like he's friendly. You know, we're all going to be in the house. I just want to say hey to everybody, crack some jokes. Yeah. So I feel like he downplayed it, which calmed her down.
Right. I don't know. Right. But regardless, like this whole, let's get Nick out the way, right? Because Nick doesn't play a part. Him and his girlfriend don't play a part the rest of the episode. Mm. So let's just get it out the way about how we felt about Nick all season. Nick, to me, he's not trustworthy. Something about Nick is like, I think you tried to play the sensitive, you know, good guy type of role. Love his style, but I just feel like something about him is giving fuckboy. Mm-hmm. So he's going to try to he's just the type of guy, he's going to get close to the women because he feels like that's the card to play. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I can trust Nick all the way. But when you remove that, I think that he was cool. He was the least problematic in this group.
I mean, you have to be, and you have to lay low when everybody finds you got a girlfriend and you in DMs. Like it was you know, it's crazy. Ever since that incident, Nick lay low.
Right, like Nick is just the type of person that you know he got skeletons in his closet at all times. He's the one that run for political office and all this shit come out. Like he's just that guy. I just can't with Nick. But if I had to put him on the list, what number would it be? He would be my 7th person. Like he lines on the 7th on the 7th position. Okay, Nick. I don't really have much for Nick. How do you feel about Alex?
You know, I thought Alex was pretty chill. I thought it was interesting how he told us his little story from being a man whore to now this, you know, meditating a breath of fresh air. I don't think Alex was on Nick's ordeal. I really feel like Alex has an organic thing about him. I kind of found it interesting how he's coming out his shell, you know, coming at Jordan saying you thick. And, you know, and kind of, you
because when you're a recovering fuckboy, you know, you have your slip-ups. You slip up. So, yeah.
I still don't agree with having that brunch. How everybody was ganging up on him. That really pissed me off. How he handled Shanice's thing. To be honest with you, I don't care. I mean, Shanice, you know, to each his own. You know, she's grown. She can do what she want to do. You know, it was going to get on the internet about you stalking somebody. You know, yeah, Alex could have came to her and got clarification on it instead of asking other people. You know, cool. But I really don't care. What's that? Besides that, I thought Alex was pretty cool.
So, for my ranking, I'm going to put Alex as my number 8. By the way, y'all, there's 11 people, right, that stayed. The number one spot is going to the person I cannot stand the most, that I never want to see again. So, Alex, I'm putting him at my number 8 spot.
Okay.
So we have Nick as my 7th, and then Alex as 8. Okay.
So there was a weird ass little situation going on during the party. And first of all, before we talk about this situation, let's talk about Simon crazy ass jumping in this pool for some reason.
It's white boy stuff. All white boys, they do that. I don't know what that means. I guess that's white boy culture. I don't know.
Well, no, I guess Simon was feeling it. You know, I forgot what he yelled out. He yelled something about time to party, but whatever.
White boy stuff.
Jumped in, went back inside and got a fresh new suit.
He did that. Now I don't know why that was funny. I don't know why white boys just jump in the pool with their clothes on and they just come out fully dressed with a whole new outfit. They just like.
So, you know, that was funny. But the big issue, and this was weird, of course it was started by Bria. I mean, who else is it going to be started by? Okay. So Bria got in Simon's face because he would not watch her dog during this party.
Right.
Girl, why is this dog not upstairs? She had like she had a tuxedo on Milo.
You know what's so funny is the series started off with the dog situation and it irking me, and now we're ending with the dog situation and it's irking me. Milo shouldn't even be here. He shouldn't. I don't.
Milo is what's the called assistant, pet assistant, whatever. You remember he's like that emotional dog.
He's an emotional sport dog.
Milo was in prison the whole time. Like, Milo was writing his will. He was writing his goodbye note. Because I know at some point in time, he was trying to jump out that window. Especially staying in that room with Bria. But, so, you know, it was a crazy scene where Bria
is Milo's emotional support animal.
Bruh. You know what's so crazy? A lot of people that have pets for emotional support literally be putting their pet through the ringer. Like, their pet's literally, like, gonna have high blood pressure and just, like, let it all out. But, you know, so Bria pulls Simon to the side, going off on him, saying, calm down. You're doing too much. Why would you not watch Milo? Just cussing him out and stuff. And, you know, obviously, you know, everybody's been drinking and stuff. But it's still one of them things where it's like, really? And then, you know, and we'll get into this later, Summer walks up trying to be the peacemaker, trying to figure out what's going on. You know, Bria's telling her how Simon's disrespecting me, and Bria's walking off saying, "Don't come back inside. I don't want you back in this house."
She was so disrespectful.
She was.
She was mad disrespectful. The way she was talking to that man, and he's drunk, and he's just like, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. And it's like, you could just ask me to wash the dog. Don't talk to me this way. Yeah. And she's cussing at him and all this other stuff. Girl, like, you really got me out here defending this white man.
Bria act like she a 5-star chick. She act like she is just like top notch Division 1. Like, Bria's an afterthought.
So after this little Tasmanian devil cusses out Simon outside, Summers was standing right outside with them, and so she's trying to defuse the situation. Bria runs inside cussing, and Summers talking to Simon, saying, like, you know, that's just how Bria is. Like, you know, you feel this way. You're right to have your feelings, and this is how she feels. Like, she's trying to, like, reason with Simon and trying to, you know, talk to him and trying to get them to have an adult conversation, right? However, I feel like Summer shouldn't have even been talking to Simon because he wasn't the issue. It was Bria, right? But she was not wrong for talking to Simon. That's not what I mean. Because Bria runs in the house. She's screaming. She is then talking to Jordan and trying to vent to her. And Jordan's like, well, why is Summer out there talking to him? Like, shouldn't she be loyal to you? And I'm like, bitch, what are you talking about?
Instigator.
And this is why I don't like Jordan. Because what are you talking about? What? That didn't make any sense to me. First of all, don't nobody want Simon. Let's start there. Don't nobody want Simon. And then also, it's like, what? Like, they took a situation with Summer having a conversation, even though she's talking to Simon outside in the open. Not like she's not flirting with this man or anything. And she's trying to also stick up for you while talking to him. And then they just come up with this narrative. I don't know if they were trying to allude that she was just trying to, you know, push up on Simon. I don't know. But it was just like, Jordan, sit your dumb ass down. That pissed me off. Like, sit down. Bria, as they all go downstairs, they all continuing to drink, trying to dance. Simon's living his best white man life. He over there having a good time because, you know, he loves being with black people. He over there dancing. He want to get on the counter too. Bria pushes him off the counter, and then she goes upstairs, and now she's talking to her mother. This is how you know Bria is out of her mind, because her mom is laughing at her because she's a joke. Her mother is cracking up, laughing at her like, he has been respectful to you this whole time. Like, what? Like, why are you taking it here? Like, and then she just keeps saying, no, because lines were crossed. Lines were crossed. Boundaries were crossed. And I'm like, this bitch is crazy. This bitch is crazy. So she's just continuing to yell. Simon comes upstairs into the room. I guess he's trying to talk to her. She was like, get that out. I'm talking to my mother. Get out. Like, going off. Then Summer comes in. Or she knocks on the door. And Bria's like, whoever it is, like, get the F out. No, don't come in. And Summer's like, well, I'm just trying to talk to you. So she comes in, and Bria starts yelling at her and getting in her face and just screaming. And Summer is trying to tell her, like, I was trying to talk to him for you. Like, why? Like, calm down. Like, what are you doing? And Bria just, again, screaming. And Bria has this thing where she feels like she can get up in people's face. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, Summer pushed her. I was like, basically, back the F out. First of all, like, you shouldn't be this close to me. And she just flips out. And it seems like there was a little bit of a tussle that we didn't get to see all the way. But I was just like, what? The way that I would have took her little body and threw her over that balcony. Because you yelling at me can't be a thing. As soon as they get them separated, like, Summer runs downstairs. You can tell that Summer was not trying to fight or anything. That's not what she was trying to do. Mind you, everybody is drunk at this point. And Bria, of course, she cries her white woman tears, you know, like she is a white woman, and everybody then flocks to her. Jordan's like, oh, you're better than this, and then hugging her and like consoling her, and Bria's like, I'm so tired of everybody putting their hands on me. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? The way that that whole house enables that woman's behavior as she gets to run around and be a little terrorist. She's been a freaking terrorist this whole freaking season. She's screaming, she's hollering, she thinks she can talk to people any old type of way, acting like a juvenile delinquent. Like, this bitch, no.
I hope she's not back for next season. For some reason, I feel she'll be back. I feel they'll do another one next summer, but I hope she's not back. Bria literally was running around playing victim the whole season. You know, she got Mariah kicked out for literally nothing.
For nothing.
She, like I said, she's an antagonizer. Bria loves to stir up stuff. She, like I said, she wants this pity party. Like, she's just that girl in high school that just always ends something.
Always. Like, bitch, you are the drama. It's you. You're the drama. Like, you are the drama. You are the drama. And then play victim. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? And this is why Bria gets my number one spot of most hated. I cannot with Bria. Like, no. To me, it's women like her that are extremely dangerous. I feel like she puts her friends in dangerous situations. I don't feel like she's a real friend. I feel like she's very immature. She is bratty. She is aggressive, very combative. Mean girl. She, everything that I am against as a young woman, that is Bria. She's just, I cannot. She definitely gets that number one spot for me.
So, while some of that fight's going on and while some ending, we have great old Silas and Jasmine getting into it for one last time in the Great Martha's Vineyard. Silas makes a comment saying, so you're gonna go, you know, do something about your friend, say something about your friend. And Jasmine's like, what'd she say? What'd she say? I ain't got nothing to say.
She said something. She didn't say fuck, but she said like, I don't give a damn about, you know, talking about this with you. It was something. Yeah,
she
like
said
that.
Okay. She said something about I can care less to talk about this with you.
Yeah.
To Silas.
Yeah.
And Silas, King Silas, as y'all know, you can't say certain things to King Silas or it's off with your head. So Silas got offended talking about, so you are not going to talk to your husband like this. And Jasmine made a comment saying, you've been talking to me like this the whole time, which is true. Let's call a fact a fact.
Yeah.
And while doing that, it seems like she was walking into, what was like a walk-in bathroom area or something back there. We really didn't even get to see it like that.
Yeah. She just walked into their bathroom and they're arguing and they're screaming. Mm-hmm. He's doing most of the screaming, talking about she'll regret this in the morning.
Yeah, talking about their communication, talking about being respectful, talking about the coverage in a marriage. And, you know, I'm still trying to figure out where Silas gets this stuff from. But pretty saying she's gonna regret this, and you know it's like Silas, you say your threats all season long, bro, all season long. And the thing is, you want to get a message across, but you're not gonna get it across how you talk, and that's where that's been like that with everybody. It's not just Jasmine. He's had that run-in with Jason. He had his little over some crunches with Preston. How Silas comes off at people, I don't know why he thinks people are gonna listen. It's baffling. That's why when he talks about, and you know, that kind of comes in later as we're going to talk about, it happened during actually the party when he said he just wants to be considered and be heard, and he wants Jasmine to meet him halfway. And it's like, Silas, you don't even want to meet her halfway. You want to stay on this side and have her come over here. You don't even want to move. But ladies and gentlemen, that's not what a partnership is. So, you know, just a little quick lesson right there. What do you think of their little?
What do I think about who?
Their little that little petty fight.
Listen, when I tell you, I don't do well with threats. Don't threaten me with a good time. Don't do that. Because the way we would be celebrating my divorce, shout out to Brown Sugar, because that's what we doing, celebrating my divorce. I don't care. Silas gotta go. Silas has to go, but it's I think something that we have been saying, or more so you, this has been your perspective on a couple of shows, but with them as a couple, what is the conversations that they were having beforehand, right?
Nothing.
But what was funny is this episode, Jasmine did admit that they did have a conversation about gender roles or expectations before they got married. Her thing was, we're on vacation, so all of that goes out the window. Here's my thing. This is not by no means me sticking up for Silas and his sexist ways, but you married a man and you're admitting that you guys did have these conversations beforehand, I guess what your position was going to be like. So he told you about the job description, and you still applied for the job. You still accepted the position. And you thought with him having that type of mentality and those types of beliefs, you thought that that would go out the window on a vacation. No, men like that, that's who they are at all times. How he talks to you, that's how he is going to be at all times. I don't think ideas like this to me isn't something that changes for me. I feel like when you are on this level of sexism and like gender, like you're so engraved in gender dynamics and like what a wife should be doing, what a husband should be doing, and all of this, like I just feel like at that age it's not going to change.
It's not.
To me, like, because they have to be at least 30. I just don't feel like that's the thing. If you're talking to a 16-year-old boy that's thinking these things, yeah, right, we can change that, but 30 plus, no, I just don't feel like you change your mindset when it comes to something like that. I just don't. And so even if you can, I'm not willing to take that risk. This is a complete turn off. Men like him are a complete turn off for me. So the first date or the first interaction that we have with each other, you know, they always show their slip. They'll say little things that will kind of make you squint your eyes a little bit, be like, oh, I think you believe in like Susie Homemaker type of shit, don't you? Like, I just feel it would have been a wrap then at our first date. So I can't feel 100% bad for Jasmine. I just really can't. On top of, she gets married and now she wants to put her nose up in the air because she feels like she's the best thing, you know, walking, because she's somebody's wife. And so I feel like even that, putting all of your value into being a wife, you also participated in this horrible movie. Like that, you are a willing participant. And so now you can't get on TV, only being married for probably a year or less, and complain about the dynamics that you agreed to. Now you have the right to have a change of heart. You have a right to change your mind, but now you need to do what you need to do to get out of this damn marriage. I don't see it lasting. I give them a good 5 years. I give them 5 years.
And so pretty much in a nutshell, they really didn't have really too many, I guess I'd say, impactful scenes. You know, the next morning, Silas is packing his suitcase. You know, Jasmine's still, you know, they're still talking. Silas is trying to give her the silent treatment. But, you know, I think it's interesting, you know, throughout this last episode, they made comments talking about when they get home, Jasmine said they definitely need to see a therapist. They definitely need to kind of restart some things in their marriage. Yeah, I give them 6 months.
Well, you can't do that because look at little spoiler alert. They are not doing a reunion for Martha's Vineyard, from my understanding. But what I have found out is that they just recently celebrated their 1 year, or I guess it was their 1 year wedding anniversary. So they are still together. But again, I said 5 years because I think they're going to have a baby. I think there'll definitely be a child. And then we all know once a child comes into play, oh, now you really need to uphold your role as a mom and a wife. And she going to have a breakdown. that she gonna divorce his ass. I mean, I already know how this scenario is gonna go. Anyways, so that is why Silas. What spot we giving Silas?
2.
Yes, I agree. I really would put him at number 1. But I really cannot stand Bria. And then Jasmine's right along with him at that number 3 spot. Girl, not likable.
So,
and I tried to. I feel like I was holding out with you longer than most viewers because I know a lot of people did not like you on this series. But I was really trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. But I just feel like you have come off like a bad friend, like most of your homegirls. And I also just, yeah, I'm not likable. Not likable. And I'm really still not over how you did Mariah. So that was pretty much it. Like, everybody leaves the house the next morning. Mm-hmm. So for my 4th spot, and I'm looking at the pictures, y'all. For my 4th spot, I'm going to have to give that one to Shanice. I don't want to talk about Shanice no more.
Hot Pocket.
I don't want to talk about
Hot Pocket.
No more. I don't want to talk about her no more. Number 5 would definitely be Jordan. Again, it was very tight because there wasn't too many likable people.
Regina George. Regina George.
I can see that. I would say Amir would be at my 6th spot. Amir, I feel like you were cool at certain points. Your storyline coming into the house was about how, you are mixed and you just want to learn your black side and
Lebanese.
And you wanted to get to know Jordan. And, we was rooting for you at certain points and you was okay, I guess, for the most part. I truly still stand by how they did you or how Jordan approached you a couple of episodes ago. I didn't like how that went down. But Amir, I don't know. But I will say, I don't think I got the opportunity to tell you.
I already know about the tweets.
Oh, you know about the tweets? Do y'all know about the tweets? Well, the tweets, the surface, old tweets of Amir, of him just talking about black women, of course. Because, we always the topic of discussion. And he's with some little white girl now. So, look, YouTube, I'm going to stay positive in this video as much as I possibly can. But I will say now I just don't feel bad for messing up your name all season. Calling him Amari. I don't care now. So, Amir, that's how you landed in the number 6 spot.
I would say after Amir, I would put...
Well, we already got 7 and 8. Because 7 was Nick.
Then Alex.
And then Alex. So we need 9.
So what'd you do with Summer and Jason?
I'm going to put them at 9 and 10. Because Summer and Jason is going to hit that 9 and 10th spot. Because they didn't really do much. I really like Jason. So I'll put him on 10. I feel like we should have got a little bit more time with him. Because Phil was a complete waste of time. So he should have... Like, Jason should have always been a part of the equation. But he was cool. I just feel like, I wish that we would have got to know him just a little bit better. We did find out he's a single father.
And, besides that, we learned about, his view on dating and what he's looking for. So I felt like he gave us some context of his love life just a little bit.
Right.
Summer, from what I know, of course, I felt like she had a connection with Alex.
Mm-hmm. They talked about that too at the end.
Yeah. Because supposedly Alex asked her to come to New York and visit soon, and she said she definitely will. Yeah. And she said she felt like there is an organic connection, so we'll see what happens with that. Summer, I don't remember too much. I'll give her points for pushing Bria because somebody had to do it.
Right.
So I'll give her those points.
And y'all already know my number 11 spot. And do you agree with our 11th spot?
Preston's cool.
Preston was the least problematic out of this whole cast. The only critique that I give Preston is the times that he was like consoling Bria. Because again, she is a juvenile delinquent. Like I cannot. Yeah, I liked Preston. I liked him from the very beginning. It was like love at first sight. I was like, yes, this is my friend. Yes, I like him. And he was cool the whole season. I feel like he was able to bring in a lot of um reasoning with the rest of the cast. I felt like he was just the like I said, least problematic out of the entire cast. I really liked Preston, and I hope that if the show does come back, I hope that he's able to bring his boyfriend, so we get to see that.
Overall, I enjoyed the season. I would definitely watch next season, and would definitely want to review it. Like I said, despite the craziness from Bree, the flip flopping from Jordan, King Silas and his rulings, the laws of Silas. It's one of those things where I felt like there was a balance in the house. I felt like people were holding each other accountable. I felt like people were sticking to who they were when it come to confront others. I said some, I didn't say all. But I thought it was pretty entertaining. I would watch it again. What about you?
Well, I don't think nobody ever held Bria accountable. I don't think she was ever held accountable. To be honest with you,
I feel if you're going to I'll put it this way. Some people don't care to hold people accountable because they don't care about it. So, it's one of those things where I felt like, not like, let's just be real. You didn't see everybody in the house always associating with Bria because some of them probably just didn't care.
Somewhat, but I mean, they kept every time that they were together, it was just kind of like, oh, like we love each other, blah blah blah. Because
I think some of them just want to. They just don't want to cause problems in the house. They're just gonna fake it.
Because one thing we didn't mention is the day that they was all leaving, Summer and Bria ended up having a one-on-one and apologizing. Bria was like, "I'm so sorry, like this. I hate that we had that moment," and they hug it out, and all is well. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, that's the problem with Bria. A lot of people just enable her behavior. But my feeling on the overall show, I was really excited to review this show. Like I said, probably at the beginning of this video, and I've said in the past, I feel like it was extremely necessary. I love that it's different. It is giving, everybody's been comparing it to like a Black Real World type of situation. I feel like I feel like it's even better than that. And, Real World was a completely different vibe.
They don't correlate.
Right. Yeah, but I've been seeing that a lot. Like
I don't know why. The Real World does not correlate. Because the thing is this, the difference is, somehow, remember, these people knew each other.
Yeah.
Real World is everybody's stranger.
Right. And they're much younger to me.
Yeah, they're much younger.
So yeah, I just feel like it was different. But, we love to compare things to other stuff. I just feel like this was a really good show. I love that they did Martha's Vineyard. And not just because I'm from Massachusetts, but I feel like to put out there the history of Martha's Vineyard and just showing Black people across the country that may not know about it, knowing that this is another vacation spot and something that, we should be proud of. Yeah. So those were some of like the main reasons why I loved it and just the dynamic. However, I will say one of the negative things with the show is I just feel like these people are really not truly friends. And I've seen that a lot too. I think some of them, yes, some of the dynamics was very authentic, but it was giving, because we know, we are young adults in our late 20s, early 30s. So we are not far removed from college, right? So these are all of the people that we meet in our early 20s and during college years or whatever, when we're completely different people. And then what happens is a lot of us continue to grow, and for some reason we still try to keep those relationships, those old relationships, because they were with us during these times. And so it's kind of like, I don't really like you no more. We used to be friends. I don't really even like you no more, for real. But I just feel like I'm obligated to stay in this friendship. A lot of people don't know, at this age that we're at right now, it's very hard to end those relationships, those friendships. I don't know. And because I'm struggling with it. That's how I'm able to identify what's happening here. You just kind of feel like you're forced to be in these friendships.
Especially when you're forced to be in that house with them too.
Like, I don't want to call out any personal names, but I just feel like I can identify with what's happening here. This is the point where we're kind of all growing and going in different directions, but we keep trying to force stuff to happen, force relationships. And you can tell, like, the way their whole friend dynamic is not even, more so with the girls. I'll say with the girls. Mm-hmm. That was the thing. The girls, that's where all of it was coming from. It's like, are y'all really friends? Because this is not giving, this is my friend.
So, y'all, we definitely want to hear y'all's season review.
Yes.
You guys definitely have to leave it in the comments. Let us know how you feel about this season. Let us know how y'all feel about certain characters.
Yes.
Let us know if y'all even going to watch next season, which we think there will be another one. I think
there'll be another season.
So, let us know y'all favorite characters, y'all least favorite characters. I can only imagine who the least ones are. Come on, it's a common denominator.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely want to hear from y'all on that. What do you have to say for our viewers?
Nothing, guys. We said this at the beginning. We're saying it again. We are just excited to wrap up another show. I really do hope that it comes back. I really liked it. So, bravo, do the right thing.
But we do appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Reality Check TV. Y'all don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all been doing a bomb job with that. Yes. We definitely appreciate it. Like I said, we want y'all to stay, like I said, interact in our community. Stay interact in the comments. We're going to comment back, comment within each other. We got many things in the near future for you guys, new shows. Give us some show preferences.
Yes, y'all. Okay, because we just ended a show. Mm-hmm. So I do have one thing to say. Please let us know in the comments, what other shows do you think we should review?
Because we'll be honest with y'all, we're still up in the air about DC, Love and Marriage DC.
No, Detroit.
Love and Marriage Detroit.
Yeah.
My fault, y'all. We're still up in the air. We'll keep y'all posted how we feel about that.
That show's a nightmare.
Let's say we got Ready to Love coming out next week. So we'll definitely view that. Try to see how we feel about that. Let y'all know about that as well. So y'all be able to tune in that as well. But all that, it's summertime. Drink y'all water. Be safe in these streets, or even if you're on the sidewalk.
Bye.